Semen pana ekoso ewo o my Ghana mu say arewo se mani gi se me yen se me betu akoma se me be mo ani age ana e dia se me betu akoma so ai mo ba hema yes no wi matena se na san se ni nyina me ba be pupu ni nyina e de amamu na se ne matena se ya se ensem no ekoso de se bi wo ho pa na ebusua we di mechi pa ni nkotie ensem ni embra.
But still with the NPP, that's coming up next. The party's extraordinary National Delegates Conference, which is scheduled for this weekend, hangs in the balance, at least for now, as some party members head to court seeking to halt the process. We'll tell you why, including the latest development on this particular issue, because we received this notice earlier today, and the information as was put out earlier today here on TV3, and also what we have been following quite closely and how things are playing out with regards to this particular from the New Patriot Party. There are two members of the party. They've applied to the High Court in Accra for an interlocutory injunction against the holding of the extraordinary National Delegates Conference scheduled for Saturday, July 19, 2025. The members, we know their names, are Shamsuddin Idrisu and Kojo Boateng. Here's a summary of their case and the reliefs that they are seeking. Let's first establish the summary as we got notice of the court documents earlier today. Now, they said the NPP plans to hold a National Delegates Conference on the 19th of July, 2025, without holding the required constituency and regional conferences, properly notifying constituency executive committees at least 1 month prior, circulating proposed amendments through official party structures. Instead, only posted a circular on social media. The NPP Constitution requires constituency annual delegates conferences to be held before regional conferences, and then regional annual delegates conferences to be held before the national annual delegates conference. Amendments to the Constitution can only be made at the National Annual Delegates Conference, not an extraordinary National Annual Delegates Conference. The process violates the NPP Constitution and denies party members the opportunity to deliberate on proposed amendments. The National Council has no power to waive these constitutional requirements. No exceptional justification has been given for the bypassing the proper procedure. Also, financial constraints cannot, in their view, be used as a legal excuse to avoid constitutional compliance, essentially, and they are asking for an injunction from the courts. Now, stay with us. This matter is playing out at a time when, as well, the former president, Jan Kufuor, has indicated he feels sidelined and all of that. The persons who has been named in this interlocutory injunction as one of the applicants has also come out to say that he doesn't know anything about this particular one, and that's with specific case of the New Patriotic Party. But if you recall, at the start of the week, this is what the former president, Jan Kufuor, said when Brian Achampong, one of the 5 persons eyeing the flag bearership of the New Patriotic Party, called on him. Take a look.
Party wa kokora bi omu enu anu misesi o. Anaso mfansa da bre masa to the point say akokora fe aduane shana no cross minidi. Menya no that stage. I think at least yam mamenti bi. Ma te ba kompa isi mu yan nyama bi nam say. Nya kodoro no na menya party ni bi. I think I met me to me so Ghana political party, political history. I can't say UGCC, but if 47 69 was there time nearly power for Ghana. 2 years, 3 months, was there time. Me 69 might be 30 years and be a member of parliament, be a founding member of Progress Party.
Well, so that's the former president, Jan Kufuor. Earlier today on Accra-based radio station Joy FM, this is what Nana Komia said, who plays a key role in the architecture of the new Patriotic Party, also one person who led in terms of the steering of affairs of the then Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign team. He says, this is Nana Komia, I do not think it is possible that President Kufuor would not be invited to meetings of these organs. It's indicated that former President Kufuor is a member of all the party's national decision-making bodies, with the primary organ being the steering committee, whose decisions are subsequently reviewed by higher committees. The former president has designated 2 people in his office to receive all official invitations on his behalf. So, I do not think, quote, that the complaint I have heard President Kufuor made has to do with his invitations to the meetings. That's Nana Komia talking there earlier today on Joy FM. Professor Samuel Edu Jemfi is joining us. He's a senior political science lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Prof, you've seen this video, looking at it and this response as we have heard today. I mean, how does all of this strike you?
It's a grave concern that the party all this while has been conducting itself as if it makes broader consultation and has been engaging right caliber of persons to support their decision making. It is not only a grave concern, it's also alarming because it re-echoes or emphasizes the point that I made earlier some time ago on your platform, that there are some elements who are just interested in hijacking the NPP to use it to satisfy their own whim and caprices. And I think that if we, as a people of this country, are not mindful of the fact that these 2 political parties, the NPP and the NDC, have been producing precedents for us in many respects. They have been governing this country in the Fourth Republic, alternating power between themselves. If we are not careful to think about the NPP in its current form and to say that they need to do what is right, make appropriate consultations and support themselves to ensure that the party is able to produce its kind of leaders who will be cut and fit for purpose in terms of delivering the public good for this country, will end up seeing a moribund party that will not be able to give us viable alternatives. Today, we are talking about former President Kufuor. At least we know the comment is passed is out there. It draws our attention to history, his own institutional memory and knowledge, and the fact that he is not, excuse my language, is not in a vegetative state. He is strong, he is active, his knowledge, his mind is alert, and he is available to be consulted. It's not as if he's shown a certain, if you like, cause to suggest that he is not interested in the party or he's not interested in offering his ideas to support the party. It is the fact that there are some political hijackers, insiders within the party, who have chosen to neglect or repudiate knowledge, repudiate institutional memory, repudiate the party's customs, traditions, to repudiate the party's democratic culture and its, if you like, strategies it has deployed historically to consult the elders. The accounts will say you could be sabrewa. The actions of the current executives suggest that they are not interested in falling or relying on the counsel of key experts within the party, the most experienced ones like former President Kufuor, and more so to rely on the broad-based and the masses notion of mobilizing the people Now, what we see is a top-down approach. It's exactly the reason why I believe that chief actors like the former President Kufuor, who has history, who has experience, and who has knowledge, is being repudiated. Such repudiation in itself is to suggest that those who founded the party, who committed themselves to the cause of the party, and have spent time in prison or in jail, and have won political power for the party before, and contributed immensely to the development of the NPP and Ghana, whose track records are in themselves enviable and reputable to support the cause of the party. Today, if no other person like a political juggernaut like the former President Kufuor is complaining, then it re-echoes my position that the current actors of the party severally are not interested in the progress of the party, but are rather interested in satisfying a certain skewed, narrow parochial interest and agenda.
Professor Samuel Adujemfi, appreciate your thoughts on this one. And as we see how things play out ahead of Saturday, we'll see what comes off tomorrow, whether this particular injunction application will hold or the party will still go ahead with that planned extraordinary delegates conference. On behalf
and one na me mu besi ha say on subscribe to Ghanatube, subscribe na hit on the notification bell say na be in sem ahodo bi any dey e chain say no ye de tuma na on sa akamodofo slow makram.